SoFloRadio.com and SoFloTelevision.com.
All right, good evening, folks. The name of the show is called John Etch and the Sports Heads. It is October 28th, and it is exactly 8 o'clock in this beautiful night, Joe, here in Hollywood, Florida, live from the SoFloRadio.com studios.
First live show, right, John?
That's right.
Feeling good.
Before we even start the show, I always, special thanks to Mr. George Rodriguez, who's running the board and producing this show. George, if you have a applause button.
Yo.
Yeah, if you have an applause button, applause yourself, sir.
Oh, really? That's very contrived, don't you think? Oh, look, Rush is still playing.
Yeah. So, also, I want to give special thanks to Mr. Chris Hudspeth. Did that pronounce his name right there, George?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he was very monumental in getting this deal done with us, John Etch and the Sports Heads being here on SoFloRadio.com. I'm excited. I got my candy here. I got my Airheads. I'm about to spaz out in about 5 minutes when that sugar hits my body. So a lot of things to get into. Obviously we're going to get into the Dolphin game. They won 30-9. Also, I want to get into the World Series. Looks like the Giants they have a commanding.
I don't think we need to talk about the World Series.
Why not?
It's over.
It's not over. Detroit's going to win tonight.
It's over.
San Francisco has a commanding lead, 3-0 in the World Series. Also, we want to get into some college football. The Canes were off this week, but Notre Dame, unbelievable! What a win!
Cheer for
I'm tired. I'm tired of making fun of the Irish, even though I like the Irish.
I've been making fun of them for 7 weeks now.
Is that the applause button?
That's it.
Okay.
That's the cheers button.
Okay. So the Irish, wow, what impressive! We'll get into that later. Also, I want to preview. The NBA season is going to start on Tuesday. The 2012-2013 season will start on Tuesday. Your champion Miami Heat will start against the Boston Celtics opening night on Tuesday. And also we want to talk about the Bulls and the Celtics. We want to talk about more about the Celtics, but our man Kyle Jones is not here. He's doing some business, but he'll be with us tomorrow when our broadcast will be on SoFloRadio.com also on Tuesday from 7 to 9. So tune in to SoFloRadio.com. Every Sunday and every Tuesday. On Sunday is from 8 to 10, and then on Tuesdays from 7 to 9. Also, we're going to get into the firing of Ozzie Guillen, and also the hiring of John Farrell by the Boston Red Sox. And I want to get into, hopefully we have time at the end, which city produces the best basketball players here in America. I'm going to be biased. Obviously, I think the best players come from Chicago. And you put me up to the Indianapolis basketball players.
No, we discussed this, that Indianapolis, obviously, and Indiana in a whole, produces very good college basketball players.
Yes, they do.
Now, you go to NBA, you have one up on me. Okay, Chicago, okay, they got the D-Rose, they got the Dwayne Wade.
We'll get into that later. We'll get into that later.
It's, but anyway, if you go to look at college basketball talent, you see a lot of great talent coming out of Indiana.
Yes, sir.
Indiana in the
But let's get into the Dolphins. They went 39 to what was the final score? 30 to 9. I'm sorry, 39. What an impressive win. I want to give all the credit to the Dolphins, but then again, Joe, in your opinion, are the Jets are they just a sorry team? Do they suck? Or I saw the whole game. Mark Sanchez looked horrible. Right from the get-go, the crowd was already booing them from the first quarter. Tannehill goes down with an injury, and Matt Moore fills in. Matt Moore, he goes 11 for 19, throws for 131 yards with a touchdown, and he takes the Dolphins to this victory, 30-9. And I'm sorry for the Jets fans out there, but the Jets, I want to give the Dolphins credit. They played well, but the Jets really suck.
But would you? Does any of this have to, you buy into the fact that where they all week, all the trash talking with Rex Ryan going on, that maybe the Jets came out a little too, what's the word I'm looking for, just too a little hyped up.
Yep.
They were trying to, a couple of late hits here and there. They're couple of cheap shots, and they got over their heads a little bit, is what I'm trying to say. And the Dolphins just played calm. played their regular football, played great defense.
Awesome
and
defense.
Reggie Bush, obviously, he shut some people up by the way he was running the ball. And look at the special teams. Look at the special teams. And 30-9. That speaks for itself.
Now, for those who don't know what we're talking about the trash talking, earlier during the week, reading the Post, I'm talking about the New York Post, Rex Ryan, the first time they played week 3 was when Rex Ryan said something about, putting hot sauce on
Reggie Bush.
On Reggie Bush. and Reggie Bush claims that they were trying to hurt him intentionally. But and he did get hurt in that game, so this was sort of a revenge game for the Dolphins. And, Reggie Bush did rush for 59 yards. He had an okay game. In the beginning of the first quarter, Reggie had it was like a 7-yard run, and he crashed right into Cromartie, and they got into a little push shoving match there. But other than that, there was also at the end of the game, there was a shoving match between Incognito and some other Jets player, and Incognito was taunting the Jets bench, and I kind of felt I was laughing about it because Incognito gets into
absolutely,
he gets into a lot of that trash talking and all of that mess too.
But if you look at this game, it's for an avid fan that looks at the stats,
yes, sir.
The Jets 369 to 236 in total yards. So obviously it came down to special teams, winning on the block punt, the long kick return there. The Jets 22 first downs compared to Miami's 14 first downs, 79 total plays to 59 total plays. They even had the ball longer. It all comes down to Mark Sanchez not even making plays though too, right? Having the ball that many times, what's he doing?
Like I said, he just looked horrible right from the start. The fans are booing.
They want Tebow. Tebow.
But Tebow did come in, and he did. It was in the first. I think it was the second quarter where they punted, and Tebow was supposed to pick up the block, and he missed the block, and they're
not going to boo him though. They're not going to boo him.
Oh yeah, they're not going to boo Tebow. But there was a block punt, and Wilson comes in, grabs the ball, goes in for a touchdown. The Dolphins even onsided on.
I love
in the
that
first
play.
quarter. It was a surprise play. And
I like Joe Philbin. That's second play in or 2 plays in a couple weeks that he's done that. The fourth, the fake punt. I'm sorry, and then was it a fake field goal?
It was
a fake punt.
Fake
punt.
I'm
sorry.
Punt.
And then this play.
Speaking
I like that. With a young team like this, not surrounding the quarterback with a lot of talent. Maybe let's spice things up a little bit.
That's right.
They got a great defense. If they're back in midfield or in their own territory, they have the balls or whatever to say to run a play like that, and you can win games like that.
Speaking of Philbin, I think he's earning the respect from the Dolphin fans. Coming from Green Bay, Green Bay, disciplined team. Philbin, even though you see him, he has like that. I think even who's doing the game? It was Dan Fouts said that he has like a Bill Walsh demeanor out there on the sidelines. Bill Walsh was a guy that you didn't see him screaming a lot, but inside the locker room, he was a disciplinary coach. He demands perfection. If you look at the stats, we want to get into it later, Joe. When you get how many flags were thrown against the Dolphins? There was none.
It was I think there was 4 penalties for 45 yards
of the Dolphins.
Yep.
Okay, so right from the start there, it tells us what kind of a team this Dolphin team is, and it's a disciplined team. It's a team that likes to run the ball, and also a team that going again in the first quarter, the onside kick, these surprises that from the other teams are like, what are you onside in the first quarter?
Right. It was I'm sorry, it was 4 penalties for 31 yards.
Okay.
And but you're right.
And go back to the previous Dolphin teams. Penalties up just
undisciplined football.
Exactly. So Philbin, he's earning the respect of the Dolphin fans. He does deserve this respect from the Dolphin fans down here. And coming off the bye, they came out fresh. You look right off the bat, they look so fresh, and the Jets look so lost right from the start. Like I said, the Sanchez. I don't even understand why he's even the quarterback of the Jets right now. I think they should try something else. What should they do? I don't even know what should they do. They're just lost.
Tim Tebow's not the answer, though. Okay, I'm sorry.
What else have they got, Joe? They got nothing
They
else.
had
They're
nothing.
3-5, and the AFC East is getting it's getting more competitive.
What are you gonna do for Tim Tebow? Tim Tebow's gonna come in. What's he gonna do, John? Okay, basically, if he comes in, he's gonna run Mark Sanchez out of town. He just signed that big contract. What do the Jets turn to if Tim Tebow's not the answer?
But what's
to the
more
draft?
What's more important right now for the Jets? I think the wins are important for the Jets, and I hate defending the Jets because I hate the Jets, but there was even time I could sit down and watch a whole Dolphin game, and this game was such a blowout that I was like even switching to other games. It
was a boring game. It's like this World Series going on. It's boring. Yeah. Can't watch that.
So again, the Dolphins win 39, and that's the only game I got to saw this afternoon. You were at the local establishment watching your Colts.
Beautiful victory.
And tell the fans out there what the Colts did today.
They won. They won big. No, they didn't win big, but they won overtime. You know, it was 19-13 they won. It was 13-13 going into overtime. Colts get the ball, and then with the new overtime rules, it doesn't just take if they go down and kick a field goal, that doesn't give you the win.
Right.
Obviously, the other team gets a chance. So the Colts have to score a touchdown in order to win the game outright. And what do? Andrew Luck gets the ball and just marches downfield with Donald Brown running the ball and Vic Ballard running the ball very well. And it turns out that Andrew Luck did a little trickery play. Kind of rolled off to the right side and threw a little backwards lateral pass, and Vic Ballard scrambled in for 16 yards. And Colts come away with a 19-13 win, and now are 4-3 with tied in the wild card now.
And guess who they play next week?
They take the Miami Dolphins at home.
That's right. So your Miami Dolphins are traveling up to Indianapolis next week.
My Miami Dolphins. What?
No, I said I'm talking to the fans
here.
Okay. The fans' Miami Dolphins traveling up to Indianapolis, playing your Colts, Joe. Like you said, the Colts are 4-3. And it looks like two teams that right from the beginning that the experts, if you want to call them that, Joe, totally said that these two teams would just be, sorry teams. They won't even make the playoffs. I think the Dolphins were predicted to win 6-7 games. I mean, I think it was 6 games. And look at them now. They're 4-3. And they should be, and I hate to say this because there's 2 games they should have won, the Arizona game and the Jets game.
But there's games that they could have lost.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter. But
they're 4-3. I'll take, if you're a Dolphin fan, take the 4-3. Be happy. They played great today. And even with Tannehill going down, a lot of people were panicking. Oh, Tannehill's down. Matt Moore is coming in. What's going to happen with Matt Moore? Well, guess what? Matt Moore didn't make any mistakes. Was throwing darts out there. Threw a nice touchdown pass to Fasano in the what my notes said here in the third quarter.
Yes.
Yep. And even Jabbar Gaffney caught his first pass as a Dolphin. So a lot of good things to look forward to with the Dolphins. They got a pretty easy schedule coming up.
Easy on the easy schedule next week. They got a tough game next week.
Let me look at my notes here. With the Dolphins, yeah, they got they're Indianapolis. Toss-up game. They got Tennessee at home, beatable game. They go up to Buffalo. Buffalo is just awful. I don't even know what happened with Buffalo today. Well, I think are they on a bye?
They had a bye.
Yeah, they're on a bye. Okay, so they didn't win. Then they got Seattle, another beatable game. Then they got New England. And then San Francisco, Jacksonville, Buffalo, and then New England again. So, looks like the Dolphins might make the playoffs. I don't want to curse them, but...
Well, the AFC is so terrible right now.
Yeah.
I'm not saying these teams are terrible, but it's just the fact that there's a lot of banged-up teams as well. And 4-3 right now. It's obviously there's still nine more games to go, but it makes it a lot interesting. Right,
and Tannehill went down with a left quad injury. And he went down the first quarter. And that first quarter was in my opinion, Joe, you get to see the game?
No.
Some of it?
I didn't.
Well, that first quarter was what sparked the Dolphin team just, to go out and they made a mark in the first quarter, in other words. Nolan Carroll, there was a corner blitz, caused a fumble. They got the Dolphins got the ball at their own 32, went down. I'm sorry, at the Jets 32, went down, scored a touchdown. And the defense, again, holds another running back to less than 100 yards rushing. So the defense playing outstanding. Even Carlos Dansby got hurt, but came back in the third quarter and played an outstanding game. Now, to the other game that we want to get into, again, here, at the John H. Sports Head Show, we are fans of the Dolphins. We are fans of your Colts, Joe. And we're also fans of Kyle's New England Patriot team and also my Chicago Bears. And the Chicago Bears, even though I didn't get to see the game, Sunday is a day where I'm home with the family. I don't have, like, what's it called, the NFL...
You don't have the ticket. You're at home. You got the little kiddie pool
kiddie.
outside. You got the
Exactly.
you got the grill.
I'm barbecuing. I'm watching the game, but
you're not really watching the game.
I'm watching the.
You're watching the kids. You're kind of watching the game.
But
kind of like what we're doing right now. We have the World Series game on in the background here, but yet we're not really.
Is that the station where the game's going to be on? Channel 7?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny because if everybody's listening tonight, the
or
World
watching,
Series game,
or watching on Ustream.
I'm saying about the World Series game.
Okay.
They're watching the World Series game. They're getting. You can listen to us. You can get the real Joe Buck right here.
That's right.
You don't have to listen to that Joe Buck on there.
That's right. George, do you have a applause button there for Mr. The real Joe Buck? George is on. There you go. We got the real Joe Buck here on the John H. and Sports Head Show. Going back, the Bears, I didn't get to see the game. Joe, please update us. What went on in that game? I know Lamont, listening in Jacksonville, is a big Bears fan. He wants to know what went on and what were your opinion of the game.
Well, I mean, the Bears had a short week, so they came away with the victory, 23-22. They had a short week coming off division game against the Detroit Lions, and then came with Cam Newton and Panthers playing this week up in Soldier Field. It was a struggle for the Bears, but their defense ended up bailing them out like they usually do. I
heard Cutler was awful.
Cutler was awful, as usual, or not usual, but most of the time. Most of the time he is. But anyhow, it was Carolina actually took, they shanked a punt. From like I think it was like a 6-yard punt, and then the next play, Jay Cutler found Kellen Davis for a 12-yard strike with 7 minutes to go. That puts the game. It was 19-14. Next play from scrimmage, Cam Newton throws pick 6. Tim Jennings up 20-19, and then it goes from there. And Carolina drives down, field goal. Bears put together a good drive. Baronis, 41-yarder, wins the game 23-22.
All right, 23-22. The Bears win. The Dolphins win 30-9. And your Colts, what was the score of that game again?
19-13.
19-13. Important information before we go into commercial. SoFloRadio.com is the website. The phone number is 954-990-0036. You can call us here. Also on our Facebook, John H. and the Sports Heads. Like us there. And you can follow us on Twitter at H and the Heads. When we come back, a little more Dolphin talk and a little more what went on in the NFL. Keep it locked here on SoFloRadio.com.
Breaking terrestrial radio ball. SoFloRadio.com. Put a team of professional consultants behind your home or business computer with Key Information Solutions, providing solutions to your internet and computing needs while keeping you on the cutting edge of technology. Preventative maintenance and networking support, hardware and custom-built computers. Let Key Information Solutions be your personal tech staff for your home or office with affordable hourly, monthly, or annual rates to fit anyone's budget. Call Key Information Solutions now. 954-973-3374. That's 954-973-3374. Or visit keyinformation.com.
CBC5 is the executive liaison for all your building compliance needs. Serving South Florida from the Palm Beaches to Key West, CBC5 delivers 5-star service that brings...
let's just say BC, BDQ, or whatever.
CBC5. It stands for Complete Building Compliance.
Oh, I ain't building nothing, so what can they do for me?
Well, they do more than plan, review, and permitting. They help the little guy cut through red tape.
I got duct tape holding together my carport.
Well, CBC5 can help. Let them deal with bureaucrats. They helped George Rodriguez solve a sewer lateral problem, and they saved him a ton of money and hassles.
By City Hall, who can do that?
CBC5 can do that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a commercial to finish. Contact Shoddy the Hottie at CBC5, 786-255-3851, or log on to cbc5.net. That's cbc5.net.
Hi, this is George. You know, trying to get laid all day makes me hungry, so I go to Power Smoothie in Aventura and get the healthiest wraps and most delicious smoothies ever made. I mean, really. The smoothies are so insanely delicious, they're orgasmic. The staff is friendly there and cute. The food is healthy and real, not processed. This is not fast food. It's good food served fast, and they love me there. They even let me create my own smoothie, the Malted Jorge. Go in and ask for one. They're in the Promenade shops right off of US 1 in Aventura, or call them at 305-792-5338. You can also visit them online at powersmoothieaventura.com.
It's post time. Join JJ and me, Sam, every weekday evening from 4 to 6 to talk horses. Listen live on SoFloRadio.com or listen at your convenience via iTunes or JoltNation.com. Now more than ever, this ongoing conversation regarding the future of horse racing is vital to horsemen and the horses they care for. So tune in and join the conversation. Call in, email, or even tweet. We're also on Facebook. Help bring our sport to the level it deserves to be on. It's Post Time with JJ Gracie on SoFloRadio.com.
All right, welcome back. SoFloRadio.com. The name of the show is John Etch and the Sports Heads. It is 8:21 live from the SoFloRadio.com studios. We're talking sports. Again, the number is 954-990-0036. Also on Ustream, you know, log on Ustream and on your search button, I guess type in Sports Heads, right, George? And then,
Right.
Then you can see us live. Live and direct from the SoFloRadio.com studios.
We're moving up, John, aren't we?
Here in Hollywood, Florida, yeah. Let's get back to the NFL real quick, George. Or not George, I mean Joe.
I'll be happy to. Let's get into that NFL. What you got?
Well, let's before we get into the.
Can we talk more about Andrew Luck? Can we just take the whole show about Andrew Luck?
Maybe. Come on.
Okay.
You
You think he's going to win a ring before Jay Cutler?
I think so, yeah. Too.
Okay.
But
go ahead.
Let me discuss something before, for our fans. Our Sunday show is more of a laid-back show. We'll get into some of the games, but we won't get into the games in depth like we do on our Tuesday show. Our Tuesday show is more for those statistical geeks, the guys that are doing fantasy, those kind of guys that like stats and all that. We go into each game in depth. We talk about the fantasy stats and all that stuff. But on our Sunday show, we're more laid back. We kind of skim through the games, if you want to say that. But we got a big game tonight, starting at 8:20. The Saints and the Broncos.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah, Peyton Manning, one of Joe's favorite quarterbacks. As we know, he played for the Colts.
The beautiful, Indianapolis Colts. It should be a good game. It's kind of what you call the rematch of quarterbacks of the Super Bowl.
We're looking at a high-scoring game, maybe.
It could be, but you know how they always say that. Always going to be a nice high-scoring game, and it ends up being a low-scoring game. You know, like, what was it, there's a game. Let's see, the Colts game today. They were saying it was going to be a high-scoring game because defense is both, and it kind of ended up being a low-scoring game. So you just never know. Like, defense might come up and shut down somebody down. Demaryius Thomas, they might just shut him down, and Eric Decker and Peyton Manning, they might have to dink and dunk all the way down, and it could just be like a low-scoring game. And I think the line 6 points.
I got 4 here.
You got 4?
Yeah, Denver by 4.
Denver by 4.
I would down.
Yeah, I would say I'd take the points. Yeah. I mean, Drew Brees is hot right now.
Okay.
I think Denver wins the game out of field goal.
Okay.
So
going to this, look at a baseball score, 7-6. The Browns at home against you picked the Chargers to win that game, and you're bang for your buck. The thing we do on Facebook where we pick games and. You're sort of in a slump.
I'm in a slump.
Yeah.
I started out. I was 11-3 or 12-3-1. Now I am now 12-6-1.
But it's okay. You can bounce back.
But
don't.
What's wrong with San Diego, man? Philip Rivers. Antonio Gates. Great, one of the best. One of the top 5 tight ends. Caught like 2 passes. I mean, Ryan Matthews, they're running the Norv Turner's got to go, I think. The coach.
He's on a hot seat.
Man, that's terrible. They have too much talent on that team to be only scoring 6 points against Cleveland Browns, who are 1-6. Now the 2-6, but that can't happen.
Going to the other game, I had the Lions, and that was one of my picks. They went 28-24, and it looked like the Seahawks kind of dominated the whole game. Joe, I was following the game on the computer, and looks like the Lions came back and won 28-24.
Well, the thing is Seattle has statistically the best defense in the league.
Okay.
Let alone probably the best cover corners there are in the league. They're big, they're tall, they're strong.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Stafford kind of had their way. I mean, Matthew Stafford's been struggling most of the year. I mean, if you can tell, you follow the NFC North a lot.
That's right.
He's been struggling. Kind of had his way today.
Right.
With he didn't even have Calvin Johnson. I mean, Calvin Johnson was there, but he basically didn't even play.
Well, it looks like
I mean, he had, I think it was 3 catches for 30 yards or 46 yards.
Stafford throws for 352 yards with 3 touchdowns.
And he rushed for 1.
Yep, and it looked like he got hurt, but did he come back?
Yeah, he was fine.
Okay.
Man. He fought Titus Young, 9 receptions, 100 yards. His tight end, Pettigrew. I mean, he played a good game.
He took a vicious hit. One of the guys just landed on top of him. Looked like it might have been his shoulder, but it looked like he came back.
So, but anyhow, that was one of your picks,
right?
And
and my other picks, the Arizona game, which is tomorrow. It's the Monday night game. Arizona's getting 7 at home against the 49ers. Going to the Packers in the Jaguar game, it looks like the Packers win 24-15. The Jaguars are just an atrocious team. They suck. They're 1-6.
But they hung in with the Pack.
Yeah.
I think the Pack they're
obviously this is a game where the Packers they're at home, okay, but Jaguars coming in.
No, it was that.
Those are those games that you got to be careful with. If you're betting on this game, even though what was the spread again? I think the Packers did cover. They went 24-15.
No, the spread was 15.
Oh, okay.
But anyhow, Green Bay was without Greg Jennings,
right?
Jordy Nelson,
right?
I mean, so that doesn't. You still got to play a little bit better than winning 9 points over a Jacksonville Jaguar team,
right?
I mean, Aaron Rodgers obviously is missing some of his key guys, but defense, you can't. Jacksonville has nothing, do they?
Nothing.
They look. I mean, Justin Blackmon kind of had a few good, kind of showed himself finally after being the #1 pick they had. Blaine Gabbert, they got to get a new quarterback in there. Jones Drew's obviously hurt. I think the Pack is turning over, so.
All right, and this game was played in London, England, in Wembley Stadium, where the Patriots win 45-7 against the St. Louis Rams. Brady goes crazy again, 23 for 35, 304 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And Gronkowski, in which Kyle was here, he would have went on some type of rant where, with his Patriots, he caught 8 passes for 146 yards with 2 touchdowns. Unbelievable.
They scored the first 5 times, first 5 possessions they scored. New England finally, showing what they actually capable of doing against the St. Louis Rams team, which is
they're in a slump. They're
doing all right.
Well, they lost 3 in a row. It looks like
they're just, they're still a little young.
Yep.
They got a new coach. Defense still, like I said, young, but this is the New England Patriot team that everybody's looking for. Tom Brady throwing the Gronkowski. Ridley running for 120 yards. They didn't even include Wes Welker in this whole game, and 45 points. So
this game here, the Eagles were favored in this game, and Falcons go into Philadelphia and win 30-17. Wow, what's going on with Michael Vick? He threw for 191 yards, 1 touchdown. Matt Ryan throws for 262 yards with 3 touchdowns. Again, like previous shows, we've been talking about Matt Ryan, how, man, he looks like the MVP of the league, in my opinion. Aaron Rodgers is close second. But the Eagles are 3-4 now. They're 2-2 at home. Wow. With the Giants winning tonight, pulling away in that division, it looks like the Eagles are not good.
And just that is, after a bye,
Yeah.
Andy Reid's
They should
usually
come back
great.
fresh, yeah.
Andy Reid's usually great after a bye. And they fired their defensive coordinator, tried to bring a new defense coordinator, which Todd Bowles used to be the head coach of the Dolphins for 2 games. Gave up 30 points. Matt Ryan had his way. First 3 possessions through 3 long bombs. Atlanta's 7-0 right now.
Unbelievable.
You think Coach Shula and Mercury Morris and the boys are a little scared?
I know. Ask George. George is a big Dolphin fan.
They're not scared at all. It'll never happen again.
Well, they're 7-0. They're obviously the hottest team in the league. So when we come back, we're going to finish Week 8 of the NFL. Again, SoFloRadio.com is the website. Phone number is 954-990-0036. Also, go to Ustream and click Sports Heads, or type in Sports Heads, and you'll see us live and direct from the SoFloRadio.com studios. All right, when we come back, more NFL talk.
SoFloRadio.com. Radio's dirty little secret.
Broadcast radio production, sound design, audio, talk shows, commercials, trailers, voiceovers, webcasting, engineering, music. Learn how for a lot less than $10,000. Send a text to 954-803-9717. That's 954-803-9717. Broward Tennis. Announcing our fall 2012 Broward Tennis Flex Leagues. Now available for Broward, Miami-Dade, and Palm Beach counties. The Flex Tennis League concept is different from the typical league format. The Broward Tennis Flex League is designed with your busy schedule in mind. Simply register at browardtennis.com for a league that corresponds with your tennis skill level. You're then assigned a schedule with players at your level who are located in your area. Then, contact your opponents, schedule your match, and play when and where you wish, at your convenience. After each match, report your scores via browardtennis.com and watch yourself climb in the rankings toward a league championship. browardtennis.com. Get your tennis on.
When you're ready to actually lose weight safely and steadily while being monitored by a physician, the Weight Loss Clinic of Dr. Kim Jacobson is there for you. The family medicine practice was established by her father in 1956 and continues as a medical practice that now specializes in weight reduction. Dr. Kim Jacobson joined the practice 20 years ago as both a family medicine practitioner and weight loss specialist. The Weight Loss Clinic utilizes a combination of appetite suppression medication and vitamins to produce great results, usually 3 to 4 pounds per week for most patients. Now you can change your lifestyle while still enjoying your own food, just less of it. They offer a choice of 2, 3, or 4-week plans. So whether you just need to lose a few pounds or a lot, the Weight Loss Clinic of Dr. Kim Jacobson can help you. They're located at 5454 Northeast 4th Avenue in Miami, just 2 blocks west of 54th Street and Biscayne Boulevard. Call them at 305-751-0091. They'll be happy to answer any and all of your questions. That's 305-751-0091. Get started on a beautiful new body today with Dr. Kim Jacobson and the Weight Loss Clinic.
By the Glass.
By the Glass is a show about beverage culture.
Brad Hubbard.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to connect the dots on how everything works together. It's really all about how we enjoy things, how we enjoy life, and how beverages play a big part in that. I'm going to bring in people that are going to display their aspect of the culture. I'm going to bring in people that are going to show you different products. We're going to look at places where people go to consume these beverages and how they all interact. Things are built around the actual beverage itself.
By the Glass. Thursdays from 6 to 7. Only on SoFloRadio.com.
All right, welcome back to the show. The name of the show is called John Etch and the Sports Heads. Getting back to the NFL here, Week 8. Those who are watching us on Ustream, you can see I'm wearing the pink headphones here. Breast cancer awareness, is that right? Breast cancer awareness.
That's right, because we're very aware of breasts and the cancer they get.
So we want the breasts to be
just healthy, and we don't want women to die from anything, least of all that.
Exactly. All right, going back to the NFL, what were the Steelers wearing? What kind of uniform was that?
I think that was the old school. I mean, obviously the throwback, because the Redskins were in the same get up as well.
Right. Looked like they were wearing
But what I don't get it because they're not in the same division.
Okay.
Maybe I'm too young to know what that's all about, but usually when they have division rivalry games that have been going on forever, they tend to do that.
Right.
But I didn't understand that.
So the Redskins had their throwback uniforms on too? that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, that's the way I sound look to me.
I didn't notice that. I just noticed because those uniforms were so loud and they looked like there were so many stripes on them, right? They were like stripes from head to toe. It was like, wow, those are the Steelers. Well, the Steelers win 27-12 against Redskins. Roethlisberger, great game, 24 for 33, 222 yards, 3 touchdowns. Wallace catches 3 catches from Roethlisberger for 62 yards with no touchdowns. And RG3 didn't see the game, but how did he look?
Can we just rest the case that RG3 is not in the same breath as Andrew Luck? Finally.
I won't even throw Tannehill slightly ahead of Bob
Griffin.
Bob Griffin III.
Okay, I got a few stats here that I just want to throw at some people.
That's why you're the stat man, AK.
I mean, you know, they think Griffin's like this run. I mean, obviously he breaks some big runs and can run around and make plays. Yeah, that's great. Luck runs more successfully than Griffin. He has 10 more scrambles for first downs. Griffin has 9. Luck is asked to do more than Griffin is doing, and his average pass completion travels 8.6 yards in the air, highest in the NFL. Griffin's 5.8, lowest in the NFL. Luck is more valuable to his team than Griffin. 69% of the Colts' passing yards are gained while the ball's in the air, the rest after the catch. Only 49% of the Skins' passing yards come through the air. In other words, Griffin still has his training wheels on. Luck has his license.
Wow.
Are those good stats?
Are you hating on Bob Griffin?
I'm not. I'm tired of people. Mike Wilbon, what did he say the other day? That he
MVP of the league.
Yeah.
Why would he say that? I don't understand.
Because nobody watches Andrew Luck because he's not in primetime network.
Right.
Mike Wilbon he's from Washington. He's from the Washington Post. He watches Bob Griffin.
But originally from Chicago.
Yes, okay. But he lives in Washington. Right. And he gets to see Bob Griffin. Nobody sees Andrew Luck. I mean, that's good for Andrew Luck because you know what he's doing right now is ridiculous.
Okay.
I mean, every pass our offense, Indianapolis Colts line is horrific, basically. He's getting hit every single time and hammered. But he stands in the pocket and delivers a throw almost every time. On the money.
So you're saying...
I can't wait till they get an offensive line around him. It's going to be scary. It's going to be very scary.
Obviously, he's Rookie of the Year.
Well, I mean, I think so.
Yeah.
I think most of the experts would think so, but most of the experts aren't voters.
Right.
The media are votes. The media doesn't surround Andrew Luck. The media surrounds Bob Griffin in Washington, D.C. Obviously, and now there's a political, presidential campaign and, you know, all the elections going on, so everybody's in Washington, and there's Bob Griffin, too, playing football. They get to watch him.
Okay.
Andrew Luck, he's in Indianapolis. He's in the Midwest.
All right.
So
that
watch him play.
Yeah, I agree. That puts the Steelers at 4-3. The Redskins are 3-5. The next game we want to get into, the Raiders go into Kansas City, a rivalry game. They win 26-16. The Raiders are 3-4. The Chiefs fall to 1-6. They're 0-4 at home. Another awful team. Throw that team in with Jacksonville. Throw them in with the Browns. Even throw them in with the Jets. Just an awful team.
You know, it's sad, though, John, that you say that because they just had an awful year last year and fired their coach and then put Grinnell in there as the coach and as interim coach last year and then made him full-time head coach.
He'll be definitely gone after this year,
I don't think you can. How can you do that to a guy, though?
Yeah. And Castle throws with 218 yards, 1 touchdown. Palmer throws for 209 yards with 2 touchdowns. McFadden, wow. Fantasy stats, 29 carries for 114 yards, but no touchdowns.
You know, speaking of fantasy, I made what I thought was a great trade this week.
Okay.
Traded Matt Ryan and Darren McFadden. Matt Ryan got me like 30 points. McFadden had like 20 points. I get rid of 53 points.
Who was the sucker that took
Tim.
Tim.
And I guess no. I was a sucker. I gave
you were
them
the
away.
Sucker. Oh, you were the sucker.
I gave them away, and I took Michael Vick, Alfred Morton, Jordy Nelson. Jordy Nelson didn't even play.
Oh,
Alfred Morrison got me 5 points. Vick got me 3. I'm the sucker. And I thought I was a fantasy guru.
Yeah.
Not so much. I got had.
Well, the next game, Giants Going to Dallas, wow, what a game this was, 29-24. Romo, again, in pressure situations, he just doesn't come through. And I was reading the New York Post during the week. Manning's already, Eli Manning I'm talking about, not Peyton. He's already being, throwing him up as the best quarterback in the league. And I kind of agree and I kind of don't agree, because if you look at Eli Manning, slow start to some of the games, and then at the end, when it's clutch time, he comes, he delivers, he takes their teams to victory. And even though he didn't have a great game tonight, threw 492 yards, no touchdowns, but again, he doesn't make the crucial mistakes that he used to do. When he first started during his first 3 years in the league. But wow, look at the Giants. They're 6-2, 3-1. And it looks like they might. Obviously, it looks like they're going to win that division.
You're saying that Eli Manning is the best quarterback in the league? I'm saying the New York Post. I was reading the Post. I read the Post a lot, and they're saying that Eli is the best quarterback. I'll give him clutch. I'll give him the most clutch quarterback. I think the Giants team are the best team of football right now. Better than the Falcons? Yes, everybody. Okay. They have the defense. Mm-hmm. They have a running game, and they do have clutch Eli Manning in the fourth quarter. Now, I'm not saying Eli Manning the first three quarters is, the greatest quarterback ever, because he does throw some dumb picks. Yep. And make some very ill-advised throws. But when they need a throw to come down the fourth quarter, my gosh, I don't know who else I would want to have. And then, in the first, and they have the defense as well. That if they do, score quick and they have to stop somebody, they have the pass rush. Their defense their defensive backs are a little banged up right now, but as soon as they all get healthy. In other words, you're saying that the Giants they're the best team all around. Yes, easily. Okay. Yes, I do. I agree. And I think they got a very good chance of repeating. I nothing against the Falcons, because they got a great offense. Their defense is a little suspect. I just need to see Matt Ryan in the playoffs. At least win the first game, maybe even win the second game. But he hasn't won one. I know. So and there goes the San Francisco Giants up 1-0 in Game 4. But anyhow, it reminds me of Peyton Manning. Matt Ryan does, John. He kind of struggled his first few games in the postseason, but then once everything clicked, he finally got it going a little bit and finally got a couple playoff games under his belt, and then won the Super Bowl and lost another, obviously. But kind of reminds me of Matt Ryan. He kind of struggled the first couple of games, just like Peyton did. I remember him getting blown out 41-0 against the Jets. Yeah. And now, and then obviously, he gradually got, I don't want to talk about the Patriots going into Foxborough. That wasn't any fun to watch. But finally he clicked, and he got it going. I think Matt Ryan can do it. He's got the offensive weapons to do it. He's got a great coach. I just hope their defense can, pick him up whenever, just in case he does make a mistake. All right, we'll look forward to those teams being in the playoffs. Obviously, they're going to be in the playoffs. And hopefully they'll meet up, and we'll see who's the better team. That's going to be fun. Yeah. But John, you got to think about the Bears too. Your Bears. Still not sold on the Bears, but their defense is great. Their defense bails them out every time. But you kept on texting me, "Oh, Cutler's awful. Cutler's awful. He sucks. He sucks." But the defense wins championships. That's right. Defense wins championships. That's the Baltimore Ravens when Mr. Dilfer was the quarterback. Tampa Bay Buccaneers when Brad Johnson was the quarterback. Right. Quarterback, even whenever the Colts beat the Bears. Right. Defense won that game. All right, so the last game was a Thursday game. Now, that's cool how they have well, in a way it's not cool. I was thinking about these Thursday games. They're on NFL Network, and they take away from the college Thursday games sometimes. And not everybody has Thursday. Not everybody has NFL Network. Right. And in your opinion, do you think more people watch NFL football or college football? Well, I would say college because it's available. It's available. It's a lot of. It's more available, obviously, because it's on ESPN. Right. NFL Network, it depends on those who have those that have DirecTV don't have the NFL Network. I mean, I don't have it at my house. Yeah. Well, the Buccaneers go into Minnesota, and wow, this is a game. Yeah, which
I thought the Vikings, at home against the Buccaneers, they lose 36-17. Ponder 19 for 35 for 251 yards, 1 touchdown. Freeman had a great game, 19 for 36 for 262 yards with 3 touchdowns. Vikings falling away in that division. The Bears are 5-1 now, and the Green Bay's what's Green Bay? The record 4-3.
Yeah,
is that right? 4-3. Is that right? That sounds right. Green Bay's record.
Green Bay.
Yeah.
They won today. They're 5-3.
They're 5-3. I'm sorry, I said 4-3. So they're 5-3. The Bears are 5-1. And in the beginning, it looked like the Vikings were going to be that team, but they're 5-3 now, and looks like they're slipping. Especially that what a bad loss at home.
Doug Martin came his little come out to play game, his coming out game for Tampa Bay. Rookie from Boise State for Tampa Bay. 204 total yards offense, a couple touchdowns. Came into Minnesota, which Minnesota's been playing well.
Yeah.
Now they're in trouble. They have to play the Bears twice. They have to play the Packers twice. That's a tough schedule coming up. That's 4 games, and it's 4 out of 9 that they have to play against
division games.
Yeah, it's
all right. And the last game is the Monday night game, which is tomorrow. The 49ers go to Arizona, and I got Arizona against 7. All right, so that wraps up Week 8 of the NFL, right? At Week 8, wow, this season's going pretty quick.
We have to wrap it up. Can we talk about Andrew Luck more?
No more Andrew Luck talk. But let's talk about what's going on here on SoFloRadio.com. The phone number again is 954-990-0036. Those who want to call in, go on Ustream, type in Sports Heads. You'll see us live. Also, you'll see George live too, running the board, producing the show. So keep it locked here on SoFloRadio.com. When we come back, World Series talk. Looks like the Giants are winning 1-0.
Are you online?
Well, I don't go in for that computer stuff.
Then we're not interested in you. SoFloRadio.com.
Hey everybody, Byron Eggers here. Either you or someone you love has been arrested for DUI. A Florida DUI arrest is a very serious matter and can have far-reaching consequences to your finances, your freedom, and your future. Let me tell you, there's only one person you need in your corner, and that's DUI attorney Lloyd H. Goldberg. If you think because you have no prior criminal record and you've never been arrested or charged with a crime that you're going to get some sort of leniency or a lighter sentence, don't fool yourself. If you don't take aggressive action, you'll become a victim of an unforgiving system that is stacked against you. You must have a competent DUI lawyer at your side. Your case could result in something called mandatory adjudication, that in some cases involves loss of driving privileges, permanent criminal record, and yes, even jail time. Call DUI attorney Lloyd Goldberg at 954-608-3200. Write this down, 954-608-3200. Keep it with you, 954-608-3200.
Stand up for your rights.
This program is sponsored by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association, which represents the horsemen who race at Parks Racetrack in Bensalem, Pennsylvania. PTHA President Sal DeBunda, Executive Director Mike Palezzi, and the PTHA Board of Directors are committed to providing a racing program dedicated to an outstanding purse structure, safe environment for both horses and jockeys, trainer pensions, and a progressive medical plan for trainers and backstretch workers. The Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. We are Pennsylvania Racing.
Social media marketing. You know your business needs it. Mouse Media's talented team can cover a wide array of services and will work one-on-one to help you achieve your business goals. Looking for a web marketer, a social media guru, web designer, developer, programmer, or graphic designer? Yep, they got it. Visit them at mousemedia.us.
That's mousemedia.us.
Or follow Mouse Media on Twitter and on Facebook.
mousemedia.us.
We asked this gentleman to participate in our radio taste test challenge. On one table, terrestrial radio. On the other, SoFloRadio.com. Do you have your blindfold on?
Yes.
Try a bite of this.
Oh, God, that's awful. Tastes like the soiled briefs of a lonely fat man.
You just had a taste of all sports and corporate-backed right-wing assassin talk radio. Now give this a try.
That's gotta be SoFloRadio.com. Entertaining, funny, informative. I love it. Can I have more?
SoFloRadio.com. A full plate of delicious entertainment.
This one's going out. The fabulous Fleas.
Welcome back to the show. SoFloRadio.com. The name of the show, John Etch and the Sports Heads. Kyle Jones is missing today, but he'll be back with us on Tuesday, hopefully. Game 4 of the World Series is going on right now. Looks like the Giants are winning 1-0. Looks like what, top of the third? Mm-hmm. Wow, I just spit it all over my computer here. God. I mean these sour heads. Well, not sour heads. These are called airheads. Those. Where's the camera at? There it is. So these things, they get me hype and charge. I'm ready to rip the mic here. So Game 1 of the World Series. Joe, you said. Joe, did you told me you were still pissed off because you didn't want to watch Game 1 because of what happened with the Cardinals. But history was made in Game 1. Pablo Sandoval from Venezuela hits 3 home runs in the World Series, and looks like he's the 4th man to hit 3 home runs in the World Series. Babe Ruth, your man Albert Pujols, and Reginald Jackson were the other 3 that hit 3 home runs in the World Series, and the Giants win that game 8-3. Verlander, when we were talking about this, we were saying that after how many days did Detroit were off before the game even started, the first game of the World Series? They took 7 days.
Yeah, it was. We thought it was a virtual lock, but it ended up not being.
So Verlander, thinking he's going to come back fresh, gives up 5 runs, 6 hits, serves 2 home runs to Sandoval. He wasn't the one that gave up the 3 home runs. I think it was another pitcher gave up the other home run. So he served 2 home runs to Sandoval, right?
He gave up 2, yeah.
But to Sandoval, Sandoval hit the other home run from somebody else.
Yeah.
Right. So in 4 innings, so he gets shelled. Verlander's, stick the fork in him, get him out of here. Barry Zito, the resurrection of Barry Zito. Wow, incredible.
Let's not talk about Barry Zito.
Why not?
Because he shut down the 2 best offenses in baseball.
But give him respect. Please.
He's got enough respect. He's got a Cy Young.
And he's got a lot of money, too. Isn't he one of the top 10?
He's got some good hair. I like his hair.
Okay, hair.
You ever seen that hair?
Not really. Oh, yeah. It comes out of the hat.
He looks like a surfer.
Yeah.
Looks like he's going to,
But isn't he one of those top players that's getting
overrated?
Overrated players getting paid
$7 million to $126.
He has A-Rod contract.
7 years, $126 million.
So he pitches 5 innings. He strikes out 3 and gives up 1 run. The Giants win Game 1. And in Game 2, the Giants win again 2-0. They shut out Detroit. Detroit's bats are just, silent. Bumgarner pitches a gem. 7 innings, 2 hits, and 8 strikeouts. They had the K's,
unbelievable. The guy gets shelled against the Cardinals and then comes out. It's just baseball. That's what it is.
Nothing's going right for the Tigers right now. Cabrera in that Game 2, I think it was a man on first. Cabrera hits a line drive. If Sandoval doesn't make a great catch, looks like the ball goes down in the corner, maybe even a run scores. But Sandoval makes an awesome catch out there at third base. And the Giants win 2-0, so that puts the Giants 2-0 in the series. And now in Game 3, which was last night, the Giants win again 2-0. So that's 2 games already, Joe. That where Detroit goes totally cold in the with the bats. Nobody's hitting.
It's over.
Okay.
Detroit. When's the last time Detroit scored a run?
Game 1. They scored 3 runs in Game 1.
They can't score any runs. It's just like the San Francisco pitching is they're great.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're doing everything right, John. They're not making errors. Their defense is perfect. They're not making. It's just they're making pitches when they had to. Last night, bases loaded. Best batter in baseball is up. Best hitter in baseball. Miguel Cabrera's up. Bases loaded. What's he do? Guy Vogelsong makes a great pitch.
Yep.
Pops it up to the shortstop. They're just doing everything right at the right time of the year.
So Vogelsong pitches 5 innings yesterday, gives up 5 hits, no runs, 3 Ks. Anibal Sanchez, even though he gets the loss, pitched. He's an ex-Marlin, and we'll get into the Marlins in a little bit. Pitches a good game, 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, and he also strikes out 8. Strikes out 8 Giants and
pitch well,
but gets the loss.
Pitch well. He pitched well.
So as we're speaking right now, we're watching Game 4, and looks like the Giants are up 1-0.
Yeah, it's over.
Oh, there you go. Give us a play-by-play here. That's Joe Buck.
Ground ball at the middle. Shortstop. Hurries. Safe at first. Crawford's safe at first. Peralta bobbles the ball, and Crawford feeds them at first.
In a second, but let's take a look at.
But anyhow.
But I hope it's not a sweep. I hope it's not a sweep because I want to see more baseball. Those who listen to our show, when it comes to baseball, everything else takes a back seat. Baseball, to me, growing up in Chicago, baseball, big Cub fan.
And that hurts though.
Yeah, I know it hurts, but Daddy used to take me to the games, and
smell the hot dogs. Everything is just great. The crack of the bats.
Oh man,
what's better than that?
And I wish I remember I used to watch my dad. We used to sit in the bleachers because the bleachers.
Oh, best seats.
And they were cheap.
$20 tickets?
No, $20 tickets. I'm talking about in the early '80s.
Oh, in the early '80s. I was saying when I used to go up there for Cardinals games, they charged me $40-50 to get in those bleacher seats.
$2.50 in the '80s.
Really?
Late '70s.
I'm drink old style from paper cups for 50 cents?
I wasn't old enough to drink, but Pops used to have that Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Oh, I had the old style, man.
Yeah, old style was good too. So. I love baseball. Baseball, to me, is my favorite sport. And like I said before, here in our show here, everything else takes a back seat when it comes to baseball. And I just don't want it to end. I want Detroit to win so it can keep on going. But it looks like top of the third, the Giants are winning.
And there's Aaron Andrews. Whoa. God bless Aaron Andrews.
To have a chance to go to the MLB fan cave.
But
and who's the other hottie that's
I don't know
sitting next to her?
Anyhow, I just want to touch on something else for my Indiana people that are listening. I want to give a shout out to the Indiana Fever. They won the WNBA championship over the Minnesota Lynx 3-1.
The Minnesota what are they called?
The Lynx. They won 3-1. So congratulations to the Indiana Fever for their first ever WNBA championship.
Indiana Fever, that's the name of the team.
Yeah, I guess they have a fever and their prescription is more 3-pointers.
Did you have money? Did you have money on this game?
I bet, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, breaking news, not breaking news, but about 3 hours ago, the Indiana Hoosiers, who are ranked #1 in the country for the first time since 1980, got another commit for the 2013 class. Troy Williams out of the Oak Hill Academy.
Whoa!
Where there's a lot of very good Oak Hill Academy guys. He was the 32nd actually ranked player out of the 2013 class, and he's going to be playing for the Indiana Hoosiers.
Nice. Round of applause for the Indiana Hoosiers, ranked #1.
Looks like the Hoosiers are back. And Tom Crean, congratulations to Mr. Crean. You're doing a heck of a job, and let's see what hopefully a good year they can have this year.
Okay, going back to baseball, I read in the Miami Herald, good article by Mr. Lebertard. I like reading his work. He wrote an article concerning the firing of Ozzie Guillen, and as you all know, Ozzie Guillen got fired a couple days ago. His 69-93 record. And listen to these things that that were in this article, Joe, and just tell me about. It's crazy. I don't get it. The Marlins fans down here should be just like waiting to just kill Jeff Viloria and Sampson, everybody that's behind this organization. The Marlins will pay Ozzie and Heath Bell $15.5 million for the next 3 years. Two guys, they're not even on the team anymore. For a new ballpark, Marlins Park has drawn poorly for a new park. You would think like for a new park, like jam-packed every single day. No. Marlins are going to pay 2 people to not work for them next year more than they'll be paying about half of the lineup that plays for them. It's unbelievable.
It is. What are they doing there? How many coaches? We went through this the other day. How many coaches they've had?
8 managers.
How can you trust ownership?
Yeah.
It's sickening.
And who want to come down here and play for the Miami Marlins, formerly known Florida Marlins. They had 8 managers since 2002.
That's disgusting.
So we'll get back. We'll get into more of this Ozzie Guillen firing, and also a little bit what Mr. Lebertard said on his article today in the Miami Herald. Again, SoFloRadio.com. That's the website. Keep it locked here. Again, we will be back with some more baseball talk.
Do you know who we are? SoFloRadio.com.
Big Bob's Barbershop has been a landmark since 1958 and is still going strong. Located at 3317 East Oakland Park Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Bob's keeping up with the latest styles. All haircuts are just $15 and only $10 for all of our great military personnel. Bob is open Monday through Saturday. Appointments are not necessary. Bob's phone number is 954-561-8729. Big Bob's motto is, you always look and feel better when you leave. That's Big Bob's Barbershop, 954-561-8729. Give them a call. Go get your haircut.
Put a team of professional consultants behind your home or business computer with Key Information Solutions, providing solutions to your internet and computing needs while keeping you on the cutting edge of technology. Preventative maintenance and networking support, hardware and custom-built computers. Let Key Information Solutions be your personal tech staff for your home or office with affordable hourly, monthly, or annual rates to fit anyone's budget. Call Key Information Solutions now, 954-973-3374. That's 954-973-3374. Or visit keyinformation.com.
South Florida waters have a wide variety of species and some of the best saltwater fishing in the world. Sailfish call it their home. Dolphin, kingfish, wahoo, snapper, and grouper live and migrate through these waters. In the Zone Charters is located between Miami Beach and Hollywood and is owned and operated by Captain Matt Bigliotti. Captain Matt is a USCG Master Licensed Captain and has been fishing the South Florida waters for the past 12 years, including South Beach, Miami Beach, Hollywood, and Key Biscayne, specializing in light tackle fishing where live baiting is king. Kite fishing, bottom fishing, or slow trolling, changing tactics is always an option for the best results. A trophy catch may only be a few minutes away from the dock, inshore for a giant tarpon, or to the Gulf Stream to fight the gladiator of the sea, the mighty swordfish. Captain Matt loves the thrill and challenge of every day on the water and looks forward to fishing with you. Call him at 954-328-3728 or visit him on the web at inthezonecharters.com.
Hey, Schlub, get in here. George Rodriguez wants us to make a 30-second promo. He's calling, bitching, moaning, and complaining and crying. And he wants to make sure all these great shows on SoFlo Radio get promoted properly. So here we go. Start a little bit of reggae music. Hey, gang, it's Byron the Eggman Eggers.
And me, H-Love.
H, tell everybody when the show is on.
We're on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 9 to 11 p.m. And on Wednesdays, we go out and get in a little bit of trouble.
Add our show to your list of addictions, The Byron Eggers Show with H-Love.
On SoFloRadio.com.
That song reminds me of early 90s.
Yeah, hanging out at the edge.
Or the Kitchen Club.
Kitchen Club,
yeah. You're right.
Headhunter, front 242.
There you go. SoFloRadio.com. We are the John Edge and Sports Head Show, live and direct from the studios, SoFlo Studios, Hollywood, Florida.
Palatial Studios.
Yes, sir.
Penthouse Studios.
Last segment, we were talking about the Ozzie Guillen firing. I went over a couple things, reading Lebertard's article. This is where I got the information from. Lebertard has a radio show, and Samson was I think it was every Thursday he would come on with Lebertard.
Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday, okay.
Still does.
And he's in this article, he's trashing him. He's not trashing him personally, but he's trashing the team, especially Loria.
They do have an understanding. If you listen to them, they bicker very bad.
But I'm saying whatever. Let's get back into what he said in this article.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about the Olympics.
As I already said, Marlins will pay Ozzie and Heath Bell $15 million for the next 3 years. 2 guys that are not even on the team. The new ballpark did terrible. 8 managers since 2002. Also, listen to what Ozzie said. Ozzie said he didn't fear a firing because his money is guaranteed. So when he was asked if he was afraid of being fired, he was like,
He doesn't care.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Why does he care? He's still getting paid.
Look at the other thing.
Now he doesn't have to do nothing to get. He's gonna sit. He's gonna sit on his yacht.
You think somebody's gonna hire him? Another team?
No, I think he's done. He might be maybe a bench coach.
Okay.
Maybe somewhere else. But I mean, what are the Marlins doing, John? I don't understand this.
I don't understand either.
They're firing everybody.
He wasn't even.
I mean, what are they? It boggles my mind to think where are they going to go next? Are they going to do like what they did in the major leagues? Are they going to go to the Toledo Mudheads and find a guy that worked at Tire World, for Lou Brown?
Well, it looks like Redmond's.
I mean, what do they do?
Front runner for the team for the team.
Yeah, but I mean, what is he going to do?
Well, he's a catcher, and usually catchers are
very good,
very good managers.
But you know what I'm saying? Where do they? Just think about it. Like, where do they have they been in the past couple of years? Where do they turn to managers? Do they even research anything? They just seem to hire some guy like right away.
Well,
Ozzie Guillen, he's he's Latin. Let's bring him down to Miami. Boom. Okay, good.
Well, speaking of Latin, he wasn't even involved in the Hispanic community. Wasn't often on the field during batting practice.
No.
Usually you see the manager like during batting practice. He's like sitting behind the cage, watching batting practice. Look, check this out. His adult kids were in uniform on the bench. I remember going to Marlins game. His kids were wearing they had uniforms on. They were in the bench during the games, and I think this is probably the reason why he got fired. Major Hispanic sponsors refuse to spend money on the Marlins because of the Castro comments.
Yeah, and we don't need to discuss that, but it's just too.
But just listen to me for a second. How is Ozzie Guillen? How is he supposed to go out into the community and promote the team when after these comments that you said about Castro, and like we said before, he not even involved in the community. He had this no care attitude, dropping F-bombs. If you were watching what was it called, the thing on Showtime, the reality show of the Marlins, what was it called? Whatever it's called.
The one on Showtime.
Yeah.
What was that? It was like they dropped it off the air.
Yeah,
after like
the last two episodes they didn't even play them because the team was just awful. But if you watch that show, Guillen dropping F-bombs, there's no care attitude. The franchise, no care attitude. Just like I don't understand it, but hopefully they bring in a manager. Like we said before, Redmond looks like he's the front runner. He was a catcher, and hopefully he ought to turn his team around.
Another thing, not just a catcher, John. He was. I think we discussed.
Ex-Marlin.
I discussed. Yeah, I was going to say I discussed this before even the Ozzie Guillen fire. A lot of teams are going with ex-players that used to be on the team because they know the organization.
Right.
Hence the Mike Matheny call for the St. Louis Cardinals that did that. Robin Ventura with the White Sox. Obviously that didn't pan out yet, but I mean it's still
give him a
early.
chance. Yeah. Lamont, don't take it personal.
Yeah, I love you, Lamont, Notre Dame. But anyhow, but you know what I'm saying? Like a Mike Lowell,
he turned the offer down, and so did Jeff Conine.
I think like in John Farrell, like for the Red Sox,
right?
He was with he didn't play for the team, but he was with the organization for a while.
That's right.
I think that means a lot.
So I'm rooting for Redmond to be the next manager.
Sure, I'm with you. I just hope for Marlins' sake, let's take your time this time. Let's not, they kind of just Ozzie Guillen was up for grabs. Let's go get him. He's Latin. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
He wants to come down here. He wants to get a boat. Boom. All right. I don't want to. For Marlins, for Marlin fans, I mean, this community needs a good, franchise. I mean, they love their baseball down here. I know that.
The 2,000 people that love baseball down here. Well, I wouldn't say that. There's more people that love baseball down here, but they just don't support the team.
I'm moving to a new city, John. You know that? Did I tell you that?
Moving to a new city?
Well, not new city, but a new area of the city.
Okay.
And
tell the audience out there where you're moving.
Yeah, I'm moving down to Marlins Park.
Oh, really? In Marlins Park? You can be living in the dugout?
Next to Marlins Park.
Okay, Marlins. Okay.
Me moving next to Marlins Park.
Are you going to be a season ticket holder?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
You don't need to be because you can just show up to the game and get a ticket no matter what.
But do you think a guy like me living down in that area, I'm still going to watch baseball.
Yeah.
I'm still going to
George said that. Do you speak Spanish?
Yeah.
When
you're gonna need to.
You might have to go into the gas
You think I'm
station
scared?
and get like gas, and you might they might understand what you're saying.
I'm just have to take my girlfriend Joanna over there, and she's going to do it for me, right?
Probably.
But anyhow, my point
George,
is,
do you have experience in that area?
What, teaching Spanish or going to the gas station?
That too.
But anyhow, do you think? My point is I'm going to live right next to the stadium. I love baseball. You know how much I love baseball.
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy season tickets because this organization is just, you just don't know where it's going.
Yeah.
I mean, so.
All right. So those were in favor of, and I agree with what you said. I'm in favor of somebody that has something to do with the organization. Don't hire somebody like Tim Wallach. Timmy Wallach, even though he was a good player, he's a good coach, but I need somebody that played in the organization to at least know what's going on down here. Don't just hire somebody that never barely comes to South Florida, but just knows what's going on in South Florida. South Florida could be a tough place to
it could
to coach, to manage, whatever you want to call it.
I mean, off the subject, not a little, but with the Heat and everything, with all the success that's going on there, and then you have the Marlins not having much success, and the Dolphins, obviously with the perfect season back in the day, it's just like the Marlins, obviously with the 2 World Series championships, but it can be a lot of pressure, is what you say.
All right, switching topic, let's go to college football. Wow, what a big win! Notre Dame, ranked 5, goes into Oklahoma. George, I mean, why do I keep on saying George? Joe.
It's because I'm cuter.
Notre Dame goes into Oklahoma and totally just dominates them from the beginning. Well, I would say from the beginning. I would say from the middle of the first quarter onto the fourth quarter. What a total domination of the Irish. A lot of haters out there. Oh yeah, the Irish hasn't played anybody. Look at Michigan State. Those teams, they were, they got some hype in the beginning, but look, they're not really good teams. But this was probably the team or the game where you could, measure the line to see if Notre Dame belongs in that, in the top 5 or the top 3. If you want, I say that in my opinion, I say that they're the number 2 team in the country.
They are the number 2 team in the country. To me, they are, and I am Notre Dame biased, but they are the number 2 team in the country. Look at their defense. First of all, their defense is lights out. It's Manti Te'o.
Heisman.
The last time a defensive guy was even mentioned in a Heisman Trophy candidacy?
Maybe Brian Boswell.
Right now he's number 2. Now he's number 2.
Yeah. Even the kid from Kansas State.
The game was 20-13. Game was 20-13 with Oklahoma with the ball. Notre Dame's winning 20-13. Notre Dame. We need a big play. Come on, defense, make a big play. Guess who's there? Manti Te'o, interception. Are you kidding me? I hate the phrase when people say the nose for the football because it sounds so weird, but every time the football's somewhere, he's
always there. Yeah.
This guy is. If watch Notre Dame football and watch number 5 on defense, and you will watch something very special. Audience, I'm serious. That guy is something else, and he's not like a. When he makes a tackle, he goes right back to the huddle.
He's a humble kid.
He doesn't celebrate. He doesn't do that. And there's a home run by the Miguel Cabrera.
Wow.
Breaking news. But anyhow.
Breaking news.
Watch
2-1.
This guy. Watch this guy. Number 5, Manti Te'o.
If I had a vote, I would vote for him.
And then you know what? Not just that. The freshman redshirt quarterback goes into Norman, Oklahoma, where Bob Stoops is 79-4, like 10-1 against like top 10 ranked other teams. Redshirt freshman. I can't even explain it. It's just unbelievable what he did. He was so poised. I mean, he made every pass it needed to do. He ran, he scrambled. It was great. He just.
But the voters are going to vote for Klein. The quarterback.
Well, obviously,
good-looking kid.
They're voting for the best quarterback. They're voting for the best quarterback. They're not voting for the best player.
I agree.
It's garbage.
I agree.
It's absolute
if I had a vote, I will vote for Manti Te'o. Well, Notre Dame. Wow.
They're actually. I'm sorry. Number 3 in the BCS now, John. They did go over Oklahoma.
Great.
They are. here's the percentage points if anybody gets this, because I have no idea what they mean. But Bama is 976, K-State 940, and Irish 915.
Nice.
So
I mean, I'm curious. I'm curious to see Kansas State's record. I mean, not a record, but
you have trouble with your chair, John?
Yeah, I'm having trouble with my chair with the schedule, because
it doesn't sink to the floor when other people sit on it.
Are you trying to say something, Jordan? I'm only 240 pounds.
It's that Yingling.
We'll swap you out.
Yeah. But going back to college football, Florida loses to Georgia 17-9, and I saw that game, and what a bad loss for. Well, I wouldn't say bad loss because Georgia was a good team. They're a good team too, but they lose 17-9, and USC loses to Arizona, a team that's not even ranked.
Rich Rodriguez from the old Michigan, West Virginia coach. Winston, he's a coach of Arizona.
That's right.
And but that Georgia Florida game is just. Ugh.
All right, when we come back, we're gonna go through the. Hopefully, the BCS standings are they gonna be out? You got them?
Yeah,
okay, you got them. All right, when we come back, we'll check the BCS standings. Again, I am John Etch, and Joe Buck's part of the Sports Heads here on SoFloRadio.com.
Why bother listening to those other douchebags while we've got everything you need right here? SoFloRadio.com. Radio you've missed.
Listen to the radio.
In November of 2011, our Congress had passed a measure to open the door to equine slaughter. Now, a predatory industry seeks to gain profits by sales of American horse meat for overseas consumption. 80% of Americans oppose horse slaughter, and the environmental and social impact will be devastating. To learn more, please visit www.equinewelfarealliance.org.
Want to sell? A new beginning is just a click away.
Monica Sells Miami is just a Gmail away.
A new place is just a click away.
Monica Sells Miami is just a Facebook.com away. Facebook.com/The Monicals.
A new home is just a click away.
Monica Sells Miami. 305-494-1248. Monica Uribe, ASAP Realty and Investment. North Miami Beach. 305-494-1248.
Strawberry patches, smoothie.
Get your hands off me.
Huh?
I said don't touch me.
I shouldn't have went to that party last night. Now I'm seeing talking fruit.
You're not dreaming, Bubba, and you're not putting me in that blender.
But you're just a fruit.
Who you calling a fruit?
You are. You're a delicious passion fruit.
Why, sure, I'm passionate. How would you like to be blended, huh? I got right, you know.
Customers waiting. You gotta go.
Yeah, but wait, you have...
At Power Smoothie in Aventura, we show fruit no mercy. Always fresh, always delicious. To make the best smoothies and wraps on earth, try our new cilantro lime-alicious wrap or our hot chipotle chicken. Power Smoothie in Aventura, located just north of the Aventura Mall in the Promenade Shops. Or call 305-792-5338. Open 7 days a week.
Monday nights will never be the same. Silverman on Sports invades SoFloRadio.com. Join Bruce Silverman and his cast of characters as they take on the world of sports every single Monday night from 7 to 9 here at SoFloRadio.com. Don't miss a minute of the show.
Wonderful SoFlo Radio.
All right, we're back. SoFloRadio.com. Phone number is 954-990-0036. Our Facebook, John Etch and the Sports Heads. Please like us on that page. Also follow us on Twitter at Etch and the Heads. That's right, Etch and the head. I don't understand why Twitter doesn't allow you to. They limit you with words. You know anything about that, George?
Yeah, that's the whole idea. That's why I like Facebook. I only tweet out like blurbs about the show and everything. I don't like that. That was the whole concept, is to keep it short. It's supposed to be like a sentence, and so like a chat, like everybody gets a chat line, whatever.
It's
and
awful.
I got enough to keep track of. You know, Facebook, you can post pictures and videos. You know, give me that. I get it on my phone.
Yeah.
I don't want to tweet. I have Facebook. You might want to do this Facebook setup. So what if I post something, it just goes out on Twitter right away, and I don't have to read anybody's tweets.
Cool, cool. Thanks for the info. An update here. What's this? The top of the fourth. Yeah, top of the fourth. Detroit's winning 2-1. Yeah, go ahead and play.
Dugout, what were they saying after that home run?
Joe Marco Scudero was the first one down here, and really the vocal one yelling, what happened, and then everybody started talking about how they actually felt the wind when Cabrera hit the ball down here as it happened. My monitor totally...
All right, going back to college football, Joe, you have on your computer there the BCS standings that just came out. Please let us know what's going on.
The BCS, we have Alabama number 1.
Who?
Alabama number 1. Kansas State number 2.
Got it.
Notre Dame number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas State number 4. LSU number 5.
Wow, you don't even look at the computer. You know these by heart already, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm good.
Keep on going. Repeat it again.
Wait.
Alabama number 1.
Why do we didn't know after number 5? Do we care after 5?
Well, maybe. Alabama number
Georgia
1.
number 6. Florida number 7, South Carolina number 8, Florida State 9, and the Louisville Cardinals rounding out the number 10.
What happened to Geno? What's going on with Geno? Like he was Heisman candidate, falling down.
Oh man, yeah, it's bad.
Like
he just
he's a perfect quarterback. I think like physique wise, what a cannon for an arm.
That's what we thought, but he gets with the defense that he was playing against. I mean, he wasn't playing against much. You know, Maryland, the James Madison.
Yeah.
You know, teams like that. I mean, maybe like us could look like that. You know, against a defense like that. I don't know.
I don't understand why the Herald does not put
because
in
the Herald
Manti
because
Te'o.
It's Miami. They don't like Notre Dame, John.
Probably.
You gotta realize that.
Probably. Well, they got for the Heisman watch. They got this kid Barner here. Obviously, they got Colin Klein, A.J. McCarron, quarterback from Alabama. What a cannon this kid had. I saw the highlights.
ESPN is the leader in that. And number 1 is Klein. Number 2 is Te'o. Braxton Miller, number 3. And Cody Zeller from Indiana University as a center, number 4. I'm just joking. I just want to throw him in there. But, another guy that's, his name's not getting thrown around a lot is Javaris James from the University of Georgia. I watched that Georgia-Florida game. That guy, outside linebacker, is a beast.
Yep.
He was in every single play, John. There was a play where it was at the end of the game where Florida's getting ready to score to tie the game. I think it was just to get within 2 points, and they could go to the 2-point conversion to tie the game.
Mm-hmm.
He's an outside linebacker, and and the ball's thrown down deep and through the seam, and he runs all the way down. Like he's his point of pursuit was perfect.
Okay.
And comes right perfect and slaps the ball and fumbles it and jumps on it. Like he's just like right there, like kind of like Manti Te'o, like the nose for the ball, right where every single ball was. And he had like 3 sacks, a fumble recovery, this guy is something else, and he's going to make somebody very happy on Sundays for playing in the NFL.
All right, so that's your Heisman watch. Going back to Notre Dame, Joe. Wow, look at the schedule. They got Pittsburgh.
Don't sleep on Pittsburgh.
They scored 49 points yesterday.
Yeah. Who is that game? That game is at home, though, right?
That's the game's at home.
Okay. I think we should be able to take care of business. Don't sleep on Boston College. The reason I don't say sleep on Boston College is because the same thing happened in 1993 after Notre Dame upset Florida State.
That's right.
And then they were undefeated and go to Boston College. Lose that game. If they don't lose that game, where they are the big favorite, they win a national championship that year.
There you go.
A couple years ago, that happened again. 2002, they were 8-0. Go to Boston College, lose on a last-second field goal. Don't sleep on Boston College.
I agree. Next week they got Pittsburgh, then they go to Boston College. Then they got Wake Forest at home, then they go to USC. USC looks like what's their USC record? They lost
2 games.
2 games already. They don't look like a team. They look like a beatable team. And I hate to curse the Irish, but I'm going to say they're running the table. Round of applause, please, sir. If you're ready. Okay.
No, but
there you go. Round of applause. The Irish are running the table.
Yeah, but you got USC.
Don't worry, Boston College. Who cares?
They're going to beat USC.
They're going to beat USC.
Yeah,
man.
but it's such a rivalry game.
It doesn't matter.
You can throw everything out of the.
They just went into Oklahoma and beat.
They just beat it.
And Oklahoma's a way better team than USC, in my opinion.
But it's a rivalry game, is what I'm saying.
Okay, but I'm just telling you what I think. And Notre Dame, they run the table. They'll play for the national championship against Alabama. And I don't know what.
Guess where the national championship's at this year?
Here in Miami, right?
Wow.
You got tickets?
Just think if Notre Dame's down here.
Oh.
Guess what business we're going to have? The golf course.
Awesome. All right, switching topics. Let's go a little bit into NBA. I want to preview. We're going to get more into this on our Tuesday show, where we really go in depth and we go through every team. I want to go through every division, but we're going to do a little preview of the NBA season, the 2012-2013 season. Obviously, the Heat are they get Ray Allen, Rashard Lewis. I was watching the game a couple of days ago. I don't know if you guys saw the preseason. Wade, he's healthy again after having his knee surgery.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, he's looking. And I think Wade's the key. Even though obviously LeBron's the best player in the team, but if Wade stays healthy throughout the whole season, they should meet the Lakers in the finals again.
Well, another thing is if Wade is healthy, is he still going to have the mindset that it's LeBron's team, I am Robin?
Well,
you never know.
Last year, Wade gave the team to LeBron.
But he was hurt, John. He was hurt, and he didn't have full ability to do what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Do you think?
No, there's no.
I don't know. I think
there's no ego problems in that team. I think Wade already knows who.
I understand it.
The best player in the world,
obviously,
maybe the best player of all times.
But you never know with his mindset.
Yeah,
he might get mad. He's like, I want to be the best too. I'm healthy. Let's roll.
Well, I think
that's the only thing that's solved. I'm just saying that. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying that's the only thing that's stopping them.
Okay.
Because regardless, they had the best team on paper. And they will run the table. There's nobody going to beat them. The Lakers don't stand a chance. I don't think so. Dwight Howard's too much of a baby. Kobe's old. Steve Nash is old. Paul Gasol can't play defense. Who's going to stop him? Oklahoma City just got rid of Harden.
Speaking of Harden, he got traded to the Houston Rockets.
There's nobody's going to run in their way.
Well, I don't know.
I guess if Kyle Jones is here, the Celtics would.
Exactly. I was going to get to that. The Celtics look like, wow, what a team they got. They look at the guys they picked up: Jason Terry, Courtney Lee, Jared Sullinger, Jason Conley, even Fab Melo, and Chris Jones. I think, and I haven't looked at all the teams yet, and I'll look at all the teams on Tuesday. They might have the best bench in the NBA. The Celtics, they're probably the team that's going to give the Heat in the Eastern Conference the most problems.
But the Heat don't have a bench? Ray Allen, Mike Miller, Rashard Lewis.
That's what I said. Obviously, they're the champions, and they have the best team, and they have the best chance of repeating. But again, that Celtic bench is mixed with veterans. They got some young guys, and also and that starting five. They got Kevin Garnett, Rajon Rondo, those guys, Paul Pierce. Those guys been there. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're going to beat the Heat, but that's probably the best team. I'll agree with you. We'll give the Heat some problems. The Bulls, we don't know when Derrick Rose will come back. Maybe Lamont could call us. He has the inside scoop.
Bulls have no help. They have nobody except for Derrick Rose.
The only guy they picked up was Kirk Heinrich, and they got Nate Robinson and Nazir Muhammad. And
what are they going to do? Who's going to stop LeBron James?
Yeah. So, and I heard rumors, reading articles, and the Bulls are my favorite team, and I want to know what's going on with Derrick Rose. And I even read an article saying that if the Bulls are not even in contention to make the playoffs, they might even sit Derrick Rose out for the whole year. And wow, why would they do something like that? I just don't understand. The Bulls need to have Derrick Rose back in the court. Derrick Rose is the Chicago Bulls team. Why would they even sit him down for the rest? I understand because of his knee. It's just like a Strasburg kind of deal, Strasburg coming out of an injury. Want to save him, and he couldn't make the difference.
What are they going to save him for, though?
Yeah, I understand, but get him. I say get him in there, get him some time to get back on the court. I'm sure he's dying to get back on the court. And the Lakers, we were talking about the Lakers earlier. A little mixture of, well, I don't want to say a little mixture. I think more old than young guys in that team. You know,
well,
Kobe's already hurt. Where's my notes here?
He's hurt.
Yeah,
Pal Gasol's old.
Kobe Bryant's going to miss the first game, looks like, with a right
Steve Nash
foot
is already
strain.
46. Or actually 50.
Yeah, they're pretty an old team there.
I mean, Dwight Howard, I think he's too much of a baby to even... He can't mature.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to mature to play.
I think the Thunders have been, disrespected by the experts, saying, all this hype because of Dwight Howard going to Lakers.
Yeah, but look what they just did, though. They got rid of one of their best players.
Right. All right, so when we come back, more NBA talk. We'll get into some more on the Western Conference. Again, on Tuesday, we'll get more in depth into these teams. So keep it locked here. We are John Etch and the Sports... Look at that. Sports Heads. I was about to say Sports Junkies. We're the Sports Heads on SoFloRadio.com.
We're tweeting it over here. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. SoFloRadio.com. Put a team of professional consultants behind your home or business computer with Key Information Solutions, providing solutions to your internet and computing needs while keeping you on the cutting edge of technology. Preventative maintenance and networking support, hardware and custom-built computers. Let Key Information Solutions be your personal tech staff for your home or office with affordable hourly, monthly, or annual rates to fit anyone's budget. Call Key Information Solutions now. 954-973-3374. That's 954-973-3374. Or visit keyinformation.com.
Yoga Gangsters, a Miami-based non-profit organization, provides free yoga programming to youth and young adults who are either at risk or in crisis. The Yoga Gangsters' mission is to use yoga as a tool to teach youth self-awareness, self-respect, and self-control. If you're interested in establishing a program or wish to make a contribution, contact Marisol at 305yoga.com or explore their website, yogagangsters.org.
What does the NYTHA stand for? The New York Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association funds health care, social services, and recreation for backstretch workers, scholarships for the workers and their children, and retirement and retraining programs for the horses. We support improved drug testing through donations for research and state-of-the-art equipment. And we represent the interests of our members, the 5,000-plus owners and trainers who race at NYRA tracks. The NYTHA is not just another alphabet agency. Follow the NYTHA on Facebook.
Say, remember when radio was fun? Now it's dead.
Because deregulation has allowed one massive corporation to spread its tentacles like a giant octopus, absorbing radio stations around the globe. And that's why you hear this.
SoFlo Radio will stand and fight the corporate monolith. SoFloRadio.com. SoFloRadio.com.
All right, we're back. John Etch and the Sports Heads. Kyle Jones is missing, taking care of business, but he'll be here on Tuesday. That's right, Tuesday, 7 and 9 on SoFloRadio.com. John Etch and the Sports Heads. Again, those who want to call in, we haven't had a phone call yet, but let me get to the... I can't remember.
You're not popular.
Yeah, we're not... Number's 954-990-0036. Streaming live on Ustream, Sports Heads. Also on Facebook, John Etch and the Sports Heads. Make sure you go on the Facebook and like us there. And those who are following us on Twitter, I think it's only one guy, and that's my man Justin Bruton. At Etch and the Heads. That's right, Twitter. Etch and the Heads. All right, going back to the NBA.
Heads.
What's that?
Make sure you pop in the Susan Komen Foundation with those lovely headphones.
Did. Yeah, they're pink. Those who can see us on
so
Ustream.
Beautiful.
He's going to give you a light there. All right, so injuries that are going on in the NBA. Wow. Dirk Nowitzki, he finally has knee surgery, and he's going to be out for 2 to 3 weeks. He'll miss opening day. Amari Stoudemire from the New York Knicks, a ruptured cyst in his knee. He's going to be out for 2 weeks. Kevin Love, well, we were talking about this earlier. Kevin Love, what a freak accident, broken right hand doing knuckle push-ups.
He was trying to be Chuck Norris.
Or Bruce Lee.
Or Bruce Lee.
Or Rocky Balboa. Which one?
Or Rocky.
Yeah.
I'm going Chuck Norris because
I'm going Rocky Balboa. George?
What?
Kevin Love, he's a basketball player for the Minnesota Timberwolves, broke his right hand doing knuckle push-ups.
Oh, no way. You're supposed to use little bar grips.
Like those up there?
Yeah,
okay.
man. You hurt your wrists the other way. That's why people do knuckle push-ups in the first place.
Exactly. So he'll be out 6 to 8 weeks. Wow, that's a lot of weeks there for Kevin Love.
And for the Minnesota Timberwolves, because they're not a very good team.
Yeah, they're not a very good team.
They need him.
Kobe Bryant might miss the game opener. I doubt if he misses because Kobe's just a warrior. He has a right foot strain. They're saying that he might miss the opening game, but I doubt it. Also, there was a big trade in the NBA last night while I was watching the Notre Dame game. Well, we were watching the Notre Dame game. James Harden gets traded from the Oklahoma Thunders to the Houston Rockets, and he's going to join Jeremy Lin there. Is James Harden going to start now?
I think he's going to start.
Kevin Martin was one who was involved in that trade. He's going to Oklahoma.
I think Oklahoma City, obviously. It depends because they got a lot of first-round draft picks in return.
Okay.
But right now, they're losing a lot of offense, and I mean,
even though he came off the bench,
he was average over 20 points a game.
Okay.
And it was kind of funny because I was watching that game last night, and that kind of was one of those breaking news things. I was like, I'm watching the game with Joanna, and you doesn't know anything about football, but when I bring up something about basketball, she kind of, she remembers all these basketball players because she's a big Heat fan.
Okay.
And she understands basketball. She doesn't understand football, so anyhow, I had to bring that in.
Well, reading the article on this trade, Harden was asking for an extension. He wanted $55 million. An extension,
right?
Huh?
52, wasn't it? 5-year, 52,
somewhere in the 50s. And I guess Oklahoma City said no. So Harden, I guess inside we don't know. He probably asked for a trade, or he probably said something that got the organization kind of upset. And guess what? We're going to trade your ass. You're going to Houston, and we're going to get Kevin Martin and some. I don't even know the other guys that are involved in the trade, but Kevin Martin's probably
Jeremy Lamb. Jeremy Lamb.
Oh, Jeremy Lamb.
Not Lamb.
Right. So Kevin Martin, he's probably the well-known name there that's going to Oklahoma City. But again, contract, arguments, whatever you want to call it. Harden asking for a lot of money, and I think 55. I don't even know for how many years. Do you know?
4 years.
4 years, $55 million
for a 6-man.
Wow, exactly. That's what I'm saying. For a man that comes off the bench, give him that kind of money. Oklahoma City probably, they made a good deal.
Well, I think the winner out of this, and it's funny, it's not either of these two teams.
Okay.
I think it's the Lakers.
The Lakers.
The reason I say that is because now I think they have the clear cut to the finals. I think that takes away from Oklahoma City not being, that takes Oklahoma City not as good as they were last year, and I think that makes now the Lakers the favorite.
I hate when they say, oh yeah, stop disrespecting Oklahoma City. They went to the finals, but if on paper, well, not even on paper, but just looking at the Lakers team, obviously, in my opinion, they're the best team in the Western Conference. Starting from their starting five to their bench, and and again, they don't want to disrespect, or they don't want to talk bad about the Thunder's team, but because they made it to the finals. But we know who the Thunders are. Look what the Heat did to them in the NBA Finals last year. The Lakers, in my opinion, Joe, they will be facing the Miami Heat coming in June. And, there's a lot of, reading this magazine here, the Pro Basketball magazine here, looks like, they got the Heat winning the championship again against the Lakers.
Well, isn't that what America wants?
I think
Isn't
so.
that what America wants to see, LeBron
Oh.
versus Kobe?
Definitely.
I mean,
I wanna see that.
That's television right there.
And this is Kobe's probably. Well, Kobe got another 2, 3
He's got
years
about
left.
2 years.
Yeah.
It's funny because they talk about that. Yeah, he's got about 2 more years yet, and 2 more years left on LeBron's contract, and the Lakers want to go get him. So
Oh God!
isn't it
Thanks
crazy?
for reminding me about that. Thanks for reminding me about that. That's incredible.
Sounds like the Yankees, right?
It's unbelievable how these reporters, these writers, they just make up things. Because LeBron he got opt out in 2 years, right? 2014, and they're saying that because Lakers in 2014 they're gonna have all this cap space, and there's a good possibility that they're gonna run for or try to get LeBron James. LeBron's gonna D Wade's getting old, and Shane Battier's getting old. Ray Allen's getting old. Chris Bosh might get hurt. All these things, like, please. I think LeBron is happy here.
He's not going anywhere. He's going to retire here. Dwayne's going to retire here. Bosh might be maybe the one that might
leave out of the 3 there.
But I think they're all happy as long as they can keep everything within reasonable salary cap.
They're playing for the great Pat Riley. Pat Riley's
he's
he's the greatest GM probably in the history.
He moved. He moved out of Coral Gables.
Where'd he
by the
go?
way. He's South Beach guy. He went to South Beach.
No way.
Oh yeah.
Pat Riley's in South Beach.
Living in the same building as Peyton Manning.
No way.
Yeah.
Why, I used to work in Coral Gables.
I used to do the trash for him. He gave me like
I used to pick up his
$200.
garbage, George. I used to work for the city of Coral
Anything
Gables.
good in there? I'd be rifling through that.
$200 tips.
Sure.
he wouldn't. In Coral Gables, they don't put the cans out in the streets like you do in Dade County. I'm serious.
I know.
We had to go into the yard and get the garbage cans and get the garbage out. But Pat Riley, for some reason, would put his garbage out in the street. I guess he didn't want nobody in his mansion. But I remember one time he had what's the name of George? You probably know Doobie Brothers or lead singer Michael McDonald.
Mike McDonald.
Right.
Sounds like he has a potato in his mouth.
Exactly.
Who told that guy he could sing?
Well, Pat Riley loves Michael McDonald, and he had a party there a couple years ago. Michael McDonald, Pat Riley's house it's right on the water.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and Michael McDonald had did his concert there, whatever you want to call it. All the Heat players were there. Yachts were parked in the back there. So the next day when we came to pick up his garbage, it was like there was bags everywhere. It was a lot of garbage, and there was probably some money.
Yeah, I would go see if there's any chicken bones with some meat on them there. He probably just takes a bite and throws it away. Right?
Exactly.
Yes.
So Pat Riley moved to South Beach. Is that a fact?
Yeah.
Where'd you get that info from?
I got that from the South
Miami Herald.
.com or something.
Oh, really?
I saw. I was searching for. I was looking for places to live, and somehow came across that this same realtor that Pat Riley had, and showed Pat Riley's house.
Mm.
Obviously, I'm not going to be living where Pat Riley lives. Not even an eighth of a cent close to what he's going to be doing. But I saw his house, and it's like 30th floor, just like windows everywhere. Just all you see is water.
Wow.
And then like on the back side is like downtown Miami. It's ridiculous.
Going back to Pat Riley, I think he's the greatest GM of all times in the NBA. Look at the guys he brought down. He brought Alonzo Mourning down, Timmy Hardaway. He brought Shaq down. Come on, Shaq. And then he brought LeBron James, Chris Bosh. Like, what GM in the history of the game, and I might be mistaken, there might be another GM that probably did something like that, but, to my knowledge...
Jerry West.
Maybe. But to bring Shaq, Alonzo Mourning, these guys...
Jerry West brought Shaq.
Hall of Fame players. But that was before...
But you know how he did it, right? You know how he did it, right?
How did he
He brought them all into the conference room and goes, "Hey guys," just put his hand out and showed all his rings.
Jerry West.
No, that's what Pat Riley did.
Oh, Pat Riley. I'm thinking about Jerry West.
Pat Riley goes, "Here.
Yeah.
You want to be a champion? Look at my hand. It has like 5 rings on them."
Yeah. So
is that not enough for you? Or
definitely. Not? The Heat organization is a top, classy organization. Look at Ray Allen. Ray Allen comes down to the Heat, and I read the article last week where he just totally rips the Celtics, saying how unprofessional they are and how they were trying to, they had Jason Terry. They got Jason Terry right after the season was over, so that was telling Ray Allen that we don't want.
And they already had Bradley on the
exactly.
team.
They had every Bradley.
They tried to trade him last year in the middle of the season.
Exactly. So Ray
I
Allen,
still love you, Kyle Jones, but come on.
Ray Allen goes out and and just totally rips the Celtic organization, And he comes, he came to the Heat. And, like you said, Pat Riley probably showed him the rings and showed him, hey, you're going to win a championship this year. And then you could go home and retire, go play golf 7 times a week like he does.
He loves to play golf.
Yeah.
The palm trees down here, the weather down here. What
the palm trees?
Palm trees. That's what recruited me from India to come down here.
Yeah, like the rosy palm trees too.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
man.
great. Yeah. I mean that's
the greased palm trees and all that.
That's the first thing I said. I'm like, I don't see any more sycamore trees. I see palm trees.
When you first moved down here from Indiana,
birds in the winter, man.
Oh yeah. Did you like it was November, December? You were like wearing shorts. You were like, man, unbelievable.
I came down here in May for an interview. Came down with one of my friends, fresh out of college. We stayed at a local Howard Johnson. I don't know if we still have
Hojo.
We still have those anywhere.
Yeah, man.
They still exist?
And the palm trees, shorts, the T-shirt.
Yeah, beach rules everywhere. You can girls in bikini tops at the Publix.
It was done.
Yeah.
It was over.
Yeah.
the cab guy or the cab girl was ridiculously good looking. I was sold.
Wow.
I was like, I knew where I want to go. And then like the girls at the local establishments all had those accents, those Latin accents.
There you go.
I'm a sucker for Latin accents.
Of course.
Hence the reason I'm dating one right now, and it's
better you than me.
It's the greatest thing in the world with those accents. So, perfect place ever.
All right, when we come back, we're going to discuss a topic here. What city in America produces the best basketball players? We're going to get into that. This is our last segment. And don't forget to call. This is our last segment. Please, can we have at least one call? Let me look at the number again. I haven't remembered
Mom, you
the
said you were
number
going to call.
954-990-0036. We are on SoFloRadio.com.
SoFloRadio.com. Uncut and tasty.
CBC5 is the executive liaison for all your building compliance needs. Serving South Florida from the Palm Beaches to Key West, CBC5 delivers 5-star service that brings...
what's this ABC, BDQ, or whatever?
CBC5. It stands for Complete Building Compliance.
Well, I ain't building nothing, so what can they do for me?
Well, they do more than plan, review, and permitting. They help the little guy cut through red tape.
I got duct tape holding together my carport.
Well, CBC5 can help. Let them deal with bureaucrats. They helped George Rodriguez solve a sewer lateral problem, and they saved him a ton of money and hassles.
By City Hall, who can do that?
CBC5 can do that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a commercial to finish. Contact Shoddy the Hottie at CBC5, 786-255-3851, or log on to cbc5.net. That's cbc5.net.
At Power Smoothie in Aventura, we show fruit no mercy. Always fresh, always delicious. Power Smoothie in Aventura makes the best power smoothies on earth, like the Strawberry Passion, Dulce de Leche, and the all-new Malted Jorge. Try the mouth-watering Chipotle chicken wrap or savory nacho everyday nachos. Power Smoothie in Aventura, open 7 days a week, located just north of the Aventura Mall in the Promenade Shops. Or call 305-792-5338. Mention you heard about us on the George Rodriguez Show and get a free Banana Bobana.
Looking for a really great home to rent or buy? Rent One, Sale One Realty with 14 offices throughout South Florida can find you the place you want to call home. A full-service real estate company, Rent One, Sale One has access to everything that is for sale or rent in South Florida, and there are more than 300 associates are ready to help you find the best prices and the easiest transactions for you. Give Rent One, Sale One Realty a call at 877-471-7620 or visit their website at www.r1s1.com. It's post time. Join JJ and me, Sam, every weekday evening from 4 to 6 to talk horses. Listen live on SoFloRadio.com or listen at your convenience via iTunes or JoltNation.com. Now more than ever, this ongoing conversation regarding the future of horse racing is vital to horsemen and the horses they care for. So tune in and join the conversation. Call in, email, or even tweet. We're also on Facebook. Help bring our sport to the level it deserves to be on. It's Post Time with JJ Gracie on SoFloRadio.com.
Welcome back to the show. John Etch and the Sports Heads on SoFloRadio.com. What city produces the best basketball players? That's something last night, Joe, I was researching on the internet. I wrote a couple down. I wrote a couple players down here from different cities in America here. Well, in California, we know California is a state. Look at the players that came out of California. Reggie Miller played at your team, your Indiana Pacers. He's from Riverside, California. He played at UCLA. He's he was the all-time three-point leader. Now he's second because Ray Allen he broke that record last year, was it?
Yes, he did.
Okay. Paul Pierce from Oakland. Jason Kidd from San Francisco, Billy Walton from La Mesa, California, Gilbert Arenas from L.A., Ray Allen. Did you know that Ray Allen was born in California? It looks like the name of the city is Merced, California. I don't even know where that's at. Kevin Johnson, the great Kevin Johnson from Sacramento.
He's now the mayor of Sacramento.
Yeah, that's right. He's the mayor now. Jamal Wilkes, Lakers great from Berkeley, California. Probably the best defensive point guard to ever play the game. The glove, Gary Payton he's from Oakland, played with the Seattle Supersonics. Also won a ring with the Heat a couple years ago. And Baron Davis from Oakland. That rounds up the California player. And I'm sure there's more, but these are the main guys. Look at New York, Joe. Obviously, we know that Michael Jordan was born in Brooklyn, New York. But, you know, I guess...
No, I'm sorry. Are we talking about where they're born at or where they played their high school ball?
Well, the city that produces the best basketball players.
Because that's kind of hard to produce. I'm talking about where they grew up playing ball.
Yeah, well, Michael Jordan grew up... Well, I don't want to say he grew up in Brooklyn, but he was born in Brooklyn, but he moved to North Carolina. And probably... You're right. He probably grew up in North Carolina. So we take Jordan out of New York and put him in North Carolina. Sorry. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was born in New York. Dr. J was born in Roosevelt, New York. Carmelo Anthony from New York. Bernard King, the great Bernard King from Brooklyn. Billy Cunningham, Elton Brand, Kenny Anderson, Stephon Marbury, Lloyd Daniels. Lloyd Daniels, I don't know if you remember Lloyd Daniels, a playground legend in New York. Also played at UNLV for the Shark, Jerry Tarkanian. And, you know, we all know that a team went under, you know, a big scandal where Tarkanian was like Lloyd Daniels didn't even go to high school. I don't know if you remember the story. He was just illegally recruited straight from the streets of New York, from the playgrounds of New York, and took him into college and to Las Vegas, and played college there. And they found out later that they didn't even have a high school diploma. Chris Mullins from Brooklyn, Bob Cousy, Nate Archibald, and Ray from Austin. Any of those names stand out to you there, Joe? That I just mentioned?
Yeah, a few.
Okay. I want to get to the Chicago guys. What were you saying?
Obviously Chicago's they kind of rule. I mean, they got Dwayne Wade off the top of my head, Derrick Rose.
I would say New York probably has better players.
I think in general you could say the Midwest almost has the.
New York is the mecca of basketball.
You think so? I think the Midwest is. I think.
Well,
Indiana.
they call it. They say New York is the mecca
of basketball. What do you think? I think Indiana.
Yeah, well, I do too. But then again, I do say New York too, because you know, Madison Square Garden, St. John's University, Syracuse University, you know, all these great.
Did you ever? Okay, when you growing up in Chicago, right?
Right.
When you played basketball, coming off the Benji Wilson documentary that was just on there, you had class basketball, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You know what Indiana did? They didn't have class basketball. They didn't have class basketball until 1997. So, Indianapolis 5A school that would be a 5A school with, you know, what was your class? How many did you have in your class, John?
In my high school class?
Yeah, when you graduated.
Well, I didn't graduate in Chicago.
Or what was the highest in Chicago, say?
I went to a Catholic school. So
okay, say like a team of class of like 5,000?
No, less. Really, hundreds. I went to a little Catholic school in Chicago called Weber High School.
Yeah, where Coach K went, right?
Yeah, where Coach K went. And in Chicago, for those that don't know, the Catholic League runs Chicago. Like like here in Miami, the public schools run, you know, the sports like football, basketball. In Chicago, the Catholic League runs Chicago.
But back to my thing is, Indiana never had classes.
Okay.
So you had
are you putting up a fight for Indiana?
You had little teams that had classes of about 150 going up to teams that had classes of about 1,500.
I see your point.
I mean, these are big Indianapolis schools against the little small towns in Indiana.
Right. No,
That's what basketball was fun to watch. It was so much fun to watch. I mean, I remember going, when I was a little kid, like 12 years old, going to the sectionals. It was like sold-out crowds. You'd have to wait outside. You had to scalp tickets, John, to a high school basketball game. I'm dead serious. We had to scalp tickets. There's people that was on the waiting list that they could not go watch a sectional basketball game. And then once they went to class basketball, it all turned south. Nobody wanted to watch anymore because it wasn't any fun.
So what's the point?
What do you mean? I'm saying Indiana basketball is where it's at.
Okay.
Go watch it. All time. Unbelievable.
But okay, that's your opinion.
I'm not saying that they produce the best NBA talent.
Okay.
I'm just
I understand what you're saying.
If you're talking about consistent basketball players going to college and having a good,
just like football, for example, in Texas is huge. Football in Florida is huge. Football in California is huge. Basketball in Indiana is mega huge, or if you want to call that huge.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It's unbelievable. I mean,
just look at the movie Hoosiers.
Exactly. Who scalps tickets to go to a high school basketball game?
Well, they might be here in Miami. Those local.
Yeah, but that's
high
because
school
there's talent there.
Football, yeah.
Because there's
No,
talent
I understand what you're saying. Okay.
There wasn't talent in Indiana basketball. There was. Yes, there is. But I'm talking about some talent or some like sectionals where we were at. It was just because the games were so intense.
Right.
People just wanted to be in the stadium.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go to the Chicago guys. My hometown, Doc Rivers from Proviso East. I'm gonna get into the actual high school teams here because I did the research and I researched each player. Terry Cummings from Carver High School. Isaiah Thomas, he's from Chicago, went to St. Joe's, the Catholic school. Marcus Liberty, wow, he's like an all-time Chicago guy. King High School was probably one of the best public school basketball teams during those times. I don't know how it's doing now. Timmy Hardaway's from Carver, went to University of Texas El Paso, played with Golden State. Also played with the Heat. Juwan Howard's from CVS. CVS stands for Chicago Vocational. Michael Finley's from Proviso East. Quentin Richardson, Whitney Young, D. Wade. D. Wade grew up in the suburbs of Chicago. I don't know if you want to really call him a Chicagoan, but might as well throw him in that group. D. Wade grew up in Oak Lawn. It's a suburb southwest of Chicago. He went to a high school called Richards. Also went to Marquette. Here with the Heat now. Derrick Rose is from Simeon High School, the school that were Ben Wilson, and we'll get to that documentary. What a great documentary.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, 30 on 30, right? It was
unbelievable.
ESPN. Anthony Davis, where's he? He's with Charlotte. Who drafted him?
Hornets.
The Hornets. New Orleans Hornets, right. He's from Chicago. And Ben Wilson, the late Ben Wilson, who was tragically killed in 1984. And speaking of that documentary, Joe, I never knew, and the stories when he was killed in '84, the story was that he was robbed, and then watching the documentary, there's another story because the guy who killed him
says he was assaulted.
Yeah, he was
doing it for self-defense.
Yeah, exactly. That Ben Wilson sort of attacked. I don't even know his name, but sort of attacked the guy who killed him. So
either way, why are these people having guns? They shouldn't be carrying guns anyway.
Right. So
I mean, it sucks to see a guy that had so much talent, die at that age. But please watch watch that documentary. It was very good stuff.
So Ben, his name was Benji. Ben Wilson went to Simeon, and like I said, he was. He was the best player in America, and what's going on here?
The potential MVP.
Oh my God, 3-2.
A home run to put him up 3-2.
Of the year has put the Giants on top 3-2 in the sixth.
That's right, Giants up 3-2 in the sixth. I hope it's not a sweep, man. Come on, Detroit.
That's over.
I want more baseball. Well, going back to Ben Wilson, the documentary on ESPN. Never knew that. That there was two sides of the story, but again there is, and the girlfriend didn't want to talk, so something happened there. So that's it, guys. I want to thank special thanks to Mr. George Rodriguez for producing the show. Round of applause for Mr. George Rodriguez. Also, there you go. Chris Hudspeth, thank you, sir. There you go, round of applause. Joe Buck, thanks for hopping along. You're part of the show all the time. Sports Head. We're missing Kyle Jones. Anything you want to say before we jet out?
No, thank you for involving me. Thank you for the hospitality here in Hollywood, Florida.
That's right. And I'm John Edge. Again, catch us Tuesday from 7 to 9 on this beautiful website, SoFloRadio.com.
SoFloRadio.com and SoFloTelevision.com.